And then typically you'll have a small candle like this with a wick like this. Okay, price comes up. Here's that supply zone. Okay, here's that supply zone. I'm basically taking this supply here and moving it up here for a clear explanation. Price comes up and then it consolidates. And so every time you see a candle where the body of the candle is smaller than the total size of the candle, that means they're pausing in the market. Okay? They came in with buy orders, causing price to go up, and then they pause right at that area of supply. And right when they pause at that area of supply, they have one or two decisions to make. They're either going to fill in more supply, not only the supply that's there, but additional supply to cause price to drop, or they're going to eat that supply and cause price to move higher. Okay? 8 times out of 10, you get a consolidation candle right at that supply zone. And the second they cause price to move higher with a green candle like that, once that candle breaks through that supply zone, what ends up happening is we look at this candle here, that candle that they were just pausing, as demand. That now becomes a demand zone. And depending on the context of what's happening on the charts, this will be an area that we'll wait for price to come back down, and then we'll have our orders to buy with a stop loss here to make a move to the upside. Okay? But not all the time are these areas of demand areas that we want to buy. It all depends on what price is accomplishing and where it's going. And we'll get to that point on a future lesson. We haven't touched upon that. But this is a very important concept to understand. Okay? You guys understand this now? How a supply is created and how a demand is created? One of two ways. Supply or demand is created when they remove a trend line where the institutions are, where the traders, regular traders, are looking to do the opposite of what the banks are about to do. They come in and they fill in so many orders that it causes them to eat all the orders that are there from the traders and push price in the opposite direction that all the retail traders were planning on going. Okay? And then that creates an institutional zone. And then I will wait a month, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and watch to see when this zone gets taken out. And if it's 5 years from now and that zone gets taken out, I will mark that area of demand that caused the removal of that. And if that area of demand fits into the picture of what price is doing, if it fits into the story that, hey, we're about to rocket to the upside, the COT report says that price is going to go up, all the technicals are telling us that we are reacting from really, really big, higher time frame demand, and we're just about to shoot up to the moon like the oil did over the last couple weeks, and then this happens, a zone takes out a supply zone from 5 years ago, then I know, and this is on a daily chart, then this would be the chart, this would be the area of demand that I'd be waiting for price to get back into for me to take it to the upside. How can a zone be valid for such a long time? Let me tell you, I have absolutely no clue. Okay? And that is something that has bothered me for years. Okay? And I've even asked the guy who created this understanding of supply and demand, you know, when he was working for the institutions, looking at the charts and realizing that supply and demand was being created by the orders from them and from their big clients. I asked him, I'm like, how could a supply zone that was created 5 years ago be considered to be supply, you know, 5 years later? How is that even possible? Do they still have orders sitting there? And he says, you know what? I doubt that they still have orders sitting there. but for some reason those zones still get respected. Now, whether or not they program these areas into their algorithms, and the algorithms are programmed to look for these specific price targets and to remove them or take them out, I have no clue, Simon. But what I can tell you is I thank God every single day that these zones make a difference, whether they're taken out or not taken out. 5, 10, 15 years later, it doesn't make a difference. They're respected. Okay? That is the blessing from God that has been given to us, is that we can definitely count on those zones to still hold. And let's take a look. Let's take a look at an example.